I like video games, but people complain these days that video games are really expensive. So I thought, hey, let's challenge myself to get a minimum of 3 video games for £30. So that's what I'm talking about today. At first I thought I'd go to a secondhand game shop called Sex. All of the games were like proper shit. Like there wasn't a single good 3DS game. So I went to the more expensive shop, Game, and I found 3 games I wanted, but I wouldn't have been able to afford it. So I used the powers of haggling and my thirst and managed to haggle the manager down to £30. So I was able to get these games. Those games. Let's play them. So our first game is Professor Layton and the Miracle Mask. And I have to say, this intro song is great. So I click to start the game, and like many games, we are shown an intro cutscene. Why do all these men look the exact same? Are they Oompa Loompas? Did this game employ Oompa Loompas? And one thing I definitely have to say about this game is that all the British accents are really convincing.
It's amazing, Professor!
Really convincing, like I believe it.
It's amazing, Professor.
So the intro cutscene ends and we begin the tutorial. We begin to look around and we have a bit of fountain talk, literally, and then there's this guy. Sir? Sorry, you're okay? Can I help you? Sir? So we choose to help Balloon Guy and we start the first puzzle. Really, I know there's probably a strategy to this puzzle, but really I just pressed random buttons until the thing sorted itself out. And it worked! But there was this sound effect the whole time. That didn't get old. Fast. Very fast. We're then shown another cutscene with very, very great voiceover.
Professor, what was that?
People are being turned into stone by a masked evil gentleman called Masked Gentleman. I mean, it gets to the point. Masked Gentleman does like a speech, and it turns out that he is doing all of these evil deeds for reasons? I don't know why he's doing it. What is his motive? What does he want to gain? We then go into a chasing minigame, which, like, I understand it's the beginning of the game, but you literally can't lose this minigame. I lost track of this masked gentleman so many times. And it didn't matter. He just reappeared in the position he was before. But eventually the masked gentleman drops some smoke bombs and Luke runs through and is like, oh my god, I lost him. But I know the truth. Luke let him get away. I'm on to you, Luke. I don't like you. Also, who is this girl and why did she have 3 horses? By the end of the intro segment, it turns out that none of them understand what's going on, so they assume the next logical explanation: magic.
Was he using some sort of magic, Professor? How did he do all that?
It's here that I decided maybe I was only going to play the intro sequence to the 3 of these games because, well, this is a unique experience that I just kind of want to leave there. Our next game was Castlevania Lords of Shadow Mirror of Fate. I have only ever played one Castlevania game in my life, and that was for the GBA, or was it just the Game Boy? I think it was the GBA, because I've heard recent Castlevania games have been not good. Straight away from the start menu of this game, my only thoughts were spooky. There's this whole intro sequence with a man and a woman, and it's just kind of like, who are they and why am I supposed to care about them? The game never actually tells you that you can start playing, so, well, basically this happened. After you actually realise that you can start moving, you begin a very, very slow walk, then one of your guys dies, and then you will start attacking. Which makes sense, because if politics has taught me anything, you only take action after people die. This creature turns up and says words at me, but I have no idea what it said. Then this happens, and then we're invited to a wall of text of exposition. I stopped playing after this because I figured that this was the end of the intro sequence, and honestly it was a bit of a short intro sequence, and it feels like a game that may need its own video. I literally have no idea what's going on in it, so I really don't want to insult hardcore Castlevania fans because I'm sure that you adore this game. We then have Xenoblade Chronicles 3D for the new Nintendo 3DS, which was actually the game I was able to haggle into the 3 for 2 deal and down in price. So as soon as I start the game, what am I invited to? JRPG trash! I am home. This is my promised land. When the game starts up, we're invited to the lore of the game, and it turns out all of the characters live on the corpses of 2 titans that were fighting millions of years ago. It's so cool! For some reason, alien machines are attacking people, and that's bad because people being attacked makes them die. These 3 guys are given the choice, run or fight back, and 2 of them want to fight back, and one of them's like, no, fuck that noise, and then he runs away, and then he dies, and then 2 fight back, and then we have like a zoom out, so we don't actually see what happens. But we get some of the battle system, and this is how you fight. So like I said before, 3rd guy dies and the remaining 2 guys do something. We don't get to see because of the dramatic zoom out, which was really cool, but what did they do? Then the game skips to 1 year later and we get to meet Shulk, who I already knew about because of my thirst and Super Smash Bros. Seriously, who wears tight swimwear. You can't have him, he's mine! We then have to fight a crab, which I felt was a bit anticlimactic after that tutorial. And then we have to run to the colony, and we can fight some of the monsters around here, but I wasn't sure if I was supposed to because they're kind of cute and I would have felt bad. We then make it back to the colony, and I could tell this game's going to need its own video because this story seems kind of interesting and overdramatic, and I can make fun of it. So this game's getting its own video a bit down the line. And apparently Xenoblade Chronicles has one of the best stories in JRPG history, which is something that I find very, very important in a game. I really play for stories more than anything else, so if this lives up to its name, then I really can't wait to play the rest. So for me, this was definitely the highlight. I am going to give all 3 of them a fair chance though, because, well, I spent money on them. Okay guys, that is it for today. So do you want to see more videos like this? Please let me know in the comments down below because I had a lot of fun making this video. And also, what pre-owned games have you gotten recently, or have you got any good deals on games? And are you going to try the $30 or £30 game challenge? Please let me know in the comments down below, but seriously, let me know if you want to see more videos like this because I had so much fun making it. And also don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe for Let's Plays, videos like this, because I probably will make more regardless of what people want, and gaming news. I am making gaming news videos, and also don't forget to check out my main channel where I talk about comic books. But for now, my name is Faust. This has been a video game review, parody, comedy video thing, and it is super effective. Rather effective. It's one of the effective channels. I will get used to doing an outro on this channel eventually.